Yep.
That was just a little bit more than what I'm expecting. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And we got a little chase going on down in the western part of Texas. I'll be helping Philip McGee tonight. And let me finish getting things set up here. Hello over on my YouTube and my Twitch. I'll be streaming on both of them tonight. I'm trying some new setup here today, so
All right, there we go. Okay.
if you're not watching Philip McGee, uh,
Right now,
let
it does
me
not
show
look
you
all
what
that
he's
well.
got going on.
Not at all.
Hey, Storm Cuz.
But that can all change. You can see the motion in it.
Well, tonight I've only got the 10. I'm still testing out that 11th one that was given to me, and I haven't got my wall mount yet. And actually, I forgot all about I've got a 12 monitor sitting in the back room. but I don't have the hookup for it yet. So let's get right to it. Let me switch over here to GR3. And this is the storm that we've been watching. It was forewarned. And still showing 2-inch hail, 90% severe, 90% possibility. At one point, it was up over 3-inch hail on it.
Hold on 1 second.
I haven't got any confirmation of touchdown tornadoes yet on this one. It was pretty doggone close, but then it kind of weakened down, so we think it's recycling. And let me show you velocities on it. And here you can see where the red and green. It's only severe warned right now. I think tornado warning yet. Expired about 11 minutes ago. But you can see where the red and green come together. It's definitely got rotation in it. Actually, there's 2 areas of rotation. If I compare that to reflectivity, this used to be a real prominent hook on it, and it kind of looks like it's trying to split. And the other area of rotation is actually on the backside. Yeah, it sucks that the sun's going down. Tell you the truth, when I looked at the models this morning, it looked ugly for today. I mean, it looked like anything that was going to pop was going to be after dark. But just so happened that this one popped up down ahead of the warm front, or along the warm front, and ahead of the dry line. And it's down there. It's north of Odessa. It'd be about due west of La Mesa. That's Phillips Stream right there. And then looking at the latest radar scan, the rotation in it really kind of started falling apart. You see, it's got some beautiful structure there. There's even a lowering there on Phillips Stream. And thanks for the comments on my new intro. I still don't have it done. I wasn't feeling very good yesterday, and so I didn't do anything. This doggone flu is just tearing me up. But well, the hail's dropped off on it even more. Inch and a half, 90, 70 severe.
Severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Stonewall County in northwestern Texas.
For those of you watching my YouTube, is the stream coming in clear? Because I'm
real tight right now, but I can definitely see the
that's inside of it. I can see movement right now, basically on the stream, and that little section there on the southern ends of it really tried to take and spin up a
yeah,
little
I
bit
think
there.
it's trying to reorganize
But,
again because
anyway,
there's a lot of areas of rotation that's inside of
very
it.
disorganized at the
I
moment,
can see
but it won't
movement
take
right
long
now,
for it to
basically on the stream.
get
And
back together.
that little section there on the southern ends of it really tried to take.
so anyway. Oh, okay. The stream
spin
looks
up a
great
little
on
bit
my
there.
end. My YouTube stream
But,
is fuzzy,
anyway,
but I'm using so much
very
of my
disorganized at the
internet data
moment,
right
but it
now
won't
that
take long for it
apparently
to
it's not coming in clear.
get back together.
On the stream, Barry, you can see those clouds dancing around in there, so.
Yeah, I just zoomed in on it, brought it up to full 24 inch, and yeah, it's trying to do something in there.
If you look real close there on the stream, Barry, you can see those
And
clouds dancing around in there.
again, welcome everybody that's watching me on YouTube, and I'm also streaming on my Twitch. So I'm doing dual streams tonight.
It's 9 o'clock p.m.
The time is 9 o'clock p.m.
I'll bring up his stream again here, and you can see what he was talking about there.
Looking at XRRR earlier today, and there was a lot of pockets of helicity that were going to be moving basically along this whole entire area. So this thing's going to feed on those things, and I mean, we're getting to that magic hour right now.
I was looking at HRRR earlier today, and there was a lot of pockets of helicity that were going to be moving basically along this whole entire area. So this thing's going to feed on
Yeah, that
this
was
thing.
the same thing that I was seeing
And,
earlier. It was
I
going to
mean,
be
we're
like
getting to
around
that
dark and
magic
that when
hour
it
right
really started to
now,
pop. And
pretty much, you know, where,
seeing two different areas of rotation,
if they
and
are
that
gonna
hook
produce
just
this is
really
generally the
died
time
on
that they
this
do it.
thing.
So we'll see
But
what happens.
I think it's going to try to reorganize. At least I hope so.
There's been a couple of bolts up there. Yeah, up to the north. Yeah. Just
Hey, DJ
looking at
Crazy.
how it's going through its cycle now, the
Yeah,
northern
I'm
side
still
of the
battling
storm
the
is actually
flu.
starting to get more of a feeder band on it again.
I thought about streaming
And,
yesterday, but I was coughing
the
so
southern
much
end,
and sneezing that
is, you know,
y'all wouldn't have enjoyed
got
me
that
trying to
modest
stream
rotation.
yesterday.
And,
But
I mean, it's not anything to write home about right now.
I've seem to have that under control right now. It's just kind of hard to breathe. And I don't have the SPC set up for tonight. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to stream or not. But I know that the last that I looked at the SPC or the Storm Protection Center, there's actually going to be tonight, tomorrow, and the day after that down in Texas. My son's down around Laredo today. If he heads back on Wednesday, then he'll be driving right into some of that severe, so maybe we'll get some streams off of him too. As far as Roku, I don't know if anybody uses the app on that. I didn't even realize there was one.
Give you guys more of a full bird's eye view as opposed to what we're looking at just a little bit ago.
Yeah, being down with the flu kind of sucks. I'll tell you what, I haven't hardly been down with the flu in a few years now, and I hate that when it gets in my chest because I usually when it gets really bad, it's usually when in December when I get sick, and it turns to pneumonia over the winter time, and I can't get rid of it till spring. But I've been pretty lucky the last several years. But my neighbor come down sick. And he visits the mini mart next to me like I do, and so I kind of got the feeling I got it where he did over at the mini mart. That's some pretty cool structure. I mean, it's not real supercellular, but you can see on Philip's stream there the rain shaft over towards the right, and there's some lowerings in it, which I'm seeing a couple different areas of rotation, and see if I can do this with this live stream here. There's one lowering right there.
Yeah, it is.
And then back over here, there's another lowering.
Rotation's moved back more in the center of it now.
Right in there. So we're kind of keeping an eye on those. That's the two areas of rotation I'm actually seeing on radar. And you can see the red and the greens, how there's two separate areas there, and that's what he's looking at. Now let me show you GR Earth, which is the overview, which, by the way, I guess I'm going to have to turn that channel off.
Yep. That's for sure.
Anyway, GR Earth here, you can see how all these storms are popping up down there in West Texas, and they kind of started over around El Paso earlier. There is a tornado report down at Rotan, um, and all this is in a severe watch area. But
It's probably fixing to ramp up pretty heavy here, Barry. I was really starting to pick up on this thing.
yeah, I was zoomed in on your stream, and I noticed a couple lowerings there, and it kind of correlated with what I was seeing on rotation. There was like two different areas of rotation showing up.
Inflow picking up.
Anyway, what I was going to show you on GR Earth,
She's probably fixing to ramp up pretty.
we
heavy
have
here,
the shear
Barry.
right now, and there's a
Inflow's
dry
really
line
starting to pick
over
up
in New
on this thing.
Mexico. And how I can tell that is when I look at the MEDAR stations and look at these dew points. Over in Texas, they're up in the 50s, and they really drop off over here in New Mexico and into the 30s and 40s. So that's where the dry line is coming, and that's what's really going to spark some storms tomorrow. And then, the temperature is going to be there, the shear is going to be there. Let's look at the water vapor on the GOES satellite. And this brown, goldish brown here, that's the dry air, and you can see how that's feeding up into the eastern part of New Mexico, where I just showed you the dew points. So, and then all this moisture is feeding not only from the Pacific Ocean, but also. Yeah, copy that. I see that. But it's also coming in from the Gulf. You can see the blue streaking in from the Gulf there. That's the moisture being pulled in from the Gulf. But with the jet stream, let me zoom in here, and this is a trough up in here. So we got our jet stream that's going like this. So we've got.
Looks like there's a little bit of dirt being lifted up right.
We've got
there,
moisture
Barry.
coming in this direction, and we got moisture coming in from this direction. So there's not a lack of moisture coming in up into Texas.
You see that dirt in the center of that?
So I really believe that it's going to be late tonight when these things really start kicking, and
there's a fairly decent
but
little
I
pocket
think-
of rotation in there too.
yeah, I just zoomed in on some of that
See
rotation
them
going on.
clouds dancing around.
But so we got shear. There's a lot of instability that's definitely going to be there for tomorrow and Wednesday.
No,
so
it's
I
not.
think
It's
the better
probably
storms
15,
are going to
20
be
miles an
tomorrow
hour,
and
wouldn't you
Wednesday.
say?
Although it looks like the best storms
Yeah, inflow's jumped up probably 15 to 20 mile an hour, Barry.
for Wednesday is going to be like down here around San Antonio and in southern Texas. So Nick Gers, please
Yeah.
shout out to my friend. Hey, Nick, if you're watching my channel, thank you. Shout out to Nick Gers. Yeah, let's go back over here and see if we can see
Zoomed
some
in on it.
rotation on his stream. In case for some of you that may not be watching, Philip McGee, also known as Okie Meso
there's some pretty
2017.
decent rotation
That's his Twitch handle.
in
He
there,
only
buddy.
streams on Twitch. And it does look like there's some rotation. His streams are just a little sketchy. It's in the area that he's in. And there's a whole bunch of chasers down there. Let's see if they'll show up on my GR3 here for you guys. Now, I run a special place file. Hey, Sparrow. You don't get to see all the chasers right here because I run a special place file that's only for our team. But I can turn on all the storm chasers and all those green dots right there. And that's all the chasers that's out there right now. And they're all trying to live stream too and send in video.
Thanks.
And so they're
Appreciate
using
that.
up a lot of data in that area. So that's the reason why Philip's stream is kind of in and out or pausing a lot.
That dust is centralized. That's not. Pretty much
Kind
right
of
there
looks
where
like the rotation is trying to
um,
tighten up to about your northwest.
That's the main body there of the storm, Barry. But down on the southern end, if you look at the stream, man, I mean that motion is actually pretty fast.
Yeah, that's what I was just showing everybody. But that tighter rotation is right there. Actually, it's
tighter
it's
than that
it's
before it really
just a little
starts
bit
to do
north of
anything.
that southern tip, and that's where I'm starting to see the tighter
There are a
rotation
couple.
up to your northwest.
Right there.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping an eye on
Trying to
all the
get
storms, and Philip just
organized.
said right there. So where I'm showing you where that tighter rotation is. Let me go to his stream, and right there where that scud's hanging down, that's the updraft. So that's where the rotation's going to be. Which I think I've told most of you in the past. Um, Scud sometimes Scud can look like a tornado, but it's not rotating. But it'll be hanging down from a storm
It's
like
trying pretty
that.
hard over
And if you watch it, when it
there.
starts
If you
lifting up, what it is, that's the
look at the stream,
updraft
man, I mean that motion is actually pretty fast.
causing the moisture down by the earth to actually start forming into a cloud. And when it really starts sucking up to the cloud, that's the updraft of a storm. And that will be the close to that will be the area that will feed the rotation. Let me go back to his stream real quick because I just seen something. Over here on the left side of his stream, see that scud that's kind of elongated? That could be a feeder tail or what's sometimes called a beaver tail. That will be inflow. I don't know, it's a little hard to tell on his stream if that's in front or behind that cloud, but it kind of looks like some inflow going on there.
Hey, what's that in the center over there, Sean? See it starting to clear
Boy,
up?
this thing is really lowering to the ground. You can see right there, man, this thing is really getting low. It's had a really high base, even when it was Tor warned. It was the bottom of the storm or the base was over 4,000 feet. It is not that high now.
Ain't no doubt about that, buddy.
How many of them are on the right side now?
I'm going to try switching radars. Right now, the core of this storm from Midland is about 49.29 nautical miles. I'm going to switch up to Lubbock.
Yeah.
And that's 58 miles. So Midland's still going to be the best the best radar site to use. KMAF, by the way,
Another little
for those
secondary.
of you that might be
Let me give it
wanting
just
to look at it.
an hour.
Again, thank you everybody on YouTube and Twitch for tuning in for my behind the scenes tonight.
Well, there ain't no doubt about
Fixing to intensify. Getting a lot of CG lightning coming out of it now.
that.
Yeah, on reflectivity, it does look like it's trying to get that hook back on it again. It's starting to curve around.
And if you look right there, you see where that on the southern end of it, where it kind of slopes up.
It's got a hook
It
on
looks
it.
like it might be trying to develop maybe just a
Of
little
course,
bit of a RFD cut.
Hailcore is actually developing on the right
Copy
side
that.
of the
Yeah,
storm
that's
now.
what it looks like. RFD, you heard him. Hey, Terry. You heard him say RFD. That stands for rear flank downdraft.
CG strikes have really picked up on it.
In front of the area rotation, you'll have your inflow. And then as it wraps around and cools off, you'll have your rear flank downdraft, or the RFD, and that's the cooler air coming down, and that'll tend to wrap right back into the inflow and then go back up again. And that's what gets your suction of the ground going as it starts to rotate and starts trying to pull everything up into it.
Yeah, boy.
So the rear flank downdraft, or the RFD, is very important in a supercell.
She's fixing to intensify coming out of it now.
Shortly, before it gets cooled down.
At the direction it's going, I don't think those will bother, at least not right now.
And it's starting to curve around.
And I need to
Yeah, and if you
reset
look
the
right
storm
there, you see a
vector
little
on
bit of
this. It has changed
RFD
directions
cut.
several times. It originally was going northeast, and then when it got that really tight rotation in it, it took more of a right turn, which is kind of common when you get some really tight rotation. The
Really
storms
picked
will
up on
tend to take a right turn, and it did. It was actually going more east than it was northeast. Now she's back to going northeast again.
It's a nice carousel there.
Yeah, it looked like that maybe there was a little bit of pin funnel trying to come down there in the center of it just for a second, but rotation really kind of ramped up there for a second.
Yeah, I got a meso marker on it. Nothing looking really good, but it's trying to recycle, so hopefully it'll do something before dark.
This thing better get its act. It's cooled down. The direction is at least not right now.
Thank you, Bee Farmer. Yeah, I enjoy doing this when I can. I spent earlier this afternoon getting my second computer hooked back up and rerunning cables and moving stuff around, and got it where I can set up a little bit closer to the computer and actually do things a little bit better. Come on, stupid mouse. And what I'm kind of looking at here, and I'll zoom in on it, is you can see how the purplish, that's the core. And you can see how she's trying to wrap back around again.
Pin funnel.
And it's showing signs of another inflow
Trying to
notch
come
right
down in
there.
the center of it just for a second, but rotation really kind of ramped
Hey,
up
Silver.
there for a second.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be on tomorrow. I got to keep an eye on my son because he's down there at Laredo and he's going to be in McAllen, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, it was originally in Seminole, and now it's west of La Mesa. Yeah, it's moving very slow. Matter of fact, I got a speed of 15 knots, showing 64 dBz with a base of 4,500 feet. But I think that's an old report because this thing, as you can see on Phillips Stream, that's a lot lower than 4,500 feet. But yeah, it's been moving slow all along, which I got a radar delay right now, so I got to wait for some radar updates. Midland, I stopped getting data from Midland. Yeah, I have totally stopped getting data from Midland. Yeah, not sure what's going on, but I totally quit getting GR level 3 and the level 2 data from Midland. So when that happens, yeah, I was just pointing that out on radar as well.
Looks like hail core has really jumped up in size as well. I'm seeing a lot of dirt out in front, or not in front of it, but back behind where the hail core would be.
Yeah, I'm not getting any data now out of Midland, so I had to switch one radar up to Lubbock, and I'm seeing 1 3/4 hail, 100% 80 severe off of Lubbock.
Pretty decent little RFD cut going on right here in front of us.
And actually, looks like it's trying to get some tighter rotation off of Lubbock as well. Of course, I'm having to look over 5,000 feet. It's like 41 miles away from the radar site, but I think Lubbock from now on is probably going to be the best one to use.
Looks like that hail core has really jumped up in size as well. I'm seeing a lot of dirt out in front, or not in front of it, but back behind where the hail core would be.
I'm not getting any data now out of Midland, so I had to switch one radar up to.
That would be the radar off of Lubbock, Texas.
100% 80 severe off of Lubbock.
Yeah, actually, I've got a bookmark for a website that converts knots over to miles per hour. It's just that most of the chasers, they already know the speed by knots, so that's what we kind of stick with. But a lot of times you'll hear me convert it over, especially when it's really fast. Now here's the velocity.
Yeah, I'm on it now.
Come on, switch. There it goes. The velocity off of Lubbock. But now that I've switched radar sites, I need to reset my storm vector. That's one thing about GR2 analyst. I got to do that. So I'll place the marker, go back forward, storm motion, and it's still going northeast. Now, GR3 is actually showing the storm track of going more east-northeast, but the new storm vector's got it moving northeast. Let's see here. So, if I've got, like right now, I'm showing 15 knots. And
hey, we want to think about moving before it gets too wet.
It's roughly 17.26169 miles per hour. Hey, Rick. But as you can see, this thing is really trying to hook back around again. That purple core, that's the hail core, and it's really trying to hook around, which the hail is 1.25 inch, 90% possibility with 70 severe. And when I look at velocities, it looks ugly.
Yeah.
But that's because of the storm vector I set.
I think we're going to have to go back and go to...
But there's rotation there. It's just kind of hard to tell with these colors.
Well, can we go to Welch and then go over to O'Donnell? Well, I don't know that we want to do that, though, because I think we're probably going to end up getting in a lot more rain.
And listening to Philip's
so I think we probably should get right
stream,
back
it kind of sounds like they're getting ready to move.
East.
But you can, let me show their stream again. You can see it's really getting dark quick.
Man, the base on this thing is really
Which it's 8:26 Central Time right now, so.
Organize. Yeah, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see one that touched down near El Paso.
The base is
no.
really trying to organize on this thing.
Never got a Tor R, so it must not have been reported. I know there was some severes over there at El Paso, but I never seen a tornado warning. The only tornado warning I've seen all day was on this Seminole storm when it was just on the east side of Seminole.
You talking about right over in this area? Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. 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 Well, your moisture band streaming in and everything else.
That's the only tornado warning I've seen all day.
A bonus.
Man, look at that base, how low it is, with a rain shaft off to the left.
What's going on, Ray? See that?
Which I started to say earlier. I had some people complain about how loud when I get a tornado warning, that siren that goes off. Well, I changed that. Now it's my voice saying tornado warning, and then the female voice reads out the warning. I got rid of the siren. I got tired of it waking me up.
Yeah, not at all. Unorganized. Base over there. That.
You see that blue dot here? That's where Philip McGee's at as of right now. Yeah, most likely that lightning is since it's out in the distance on his stream, that's up to the northwest of him where the hail core is. The friction from the hail going up and down and the updraft creates a lot of static electricity. So whenever there's hail, you'll see lightning. Sometimes you don't have to have hail to see lightning, but when there's hail, when there's a hail core, there's going to be lightning. And looking here, it looks like up to his north where I see that inflow notch, the rotation's starting to get tighter again.
That is a big piece of machinery there, buddy.
Oh, on how to change that siren. I just recorded my own sound file and copied it over into the directory where the example alerts is in GR Earth?
More shot.
Hang on a minute.
Definitely tightening back up here on radar. Gonna give it one more shot.
We've got to go all the way back to. I don't know. It looks like that it's a fairly well traveled road.
But the name of the wave file is called Power Call. So what I did is I just recorded my voice with a wave editor, and then I renamed. And when you go into the GR Earth folder and you go into alert examples, I renamed that Power Call to like Power Call Old, and then transferred my wave file in there with the name PowerCall.wav. That's how I changed it. This rotation is starting to pick up, and it's starting to get an inflow notch on it again. Yeah, it's trying to do something again. I'm starting to see that inflow notch showing up again.
Yeah, we're headed northbound now, and then we're going to be able to jog back over to the east. Should be able to stay right out in front of it. And
right there's the inflow notch.
Well.
And then this is where it's trying to wrap around. What state do I live in? I live in Southwest Ohio, near a town called Oxford. It's a college town. That's where Miami University is, about 6 miles away from me.
Looks going to be up to our north.
So Philip is going to reposition. I'll show you his screen real quick. And you see how this thing is getting really low to the ground.
Now.
So, yeah, it's actually, according to the HRRR models, actually the best time for this system to start popping. Temperatures are still in the 70s, dew points in the 50s. There's still a lot of instability and moisture in that area. So, like I've said in the past, the acronym SLIM, which stands for shear lift, instability, and moisture, definitely have the moisture, definitely have the instability in western Texas. And there's a dry line back to the west of this stuff that's firing up. So, and that really helps the spark stuff. Is that moist air out ahead of a dry line, and we still have our lift with that instability, and there's definitely shear. Let me show you something, GR Earth, while he's repositioning here. And I'll bring up my MEDARs. That's dew points. Now let's look at the wind direction. There you can see the wind barbs, and the winds are coming out of the southeast, okay?
Where's our road back to the east?
Now, when I overlay the GOES satellite on that and the water vapor, if you look, yeah, the inflow notch I'm showing this a little bit north of their beacon, but I think their beacon might be behind, but it's got a TBS 6 on it. Nice little inflow notch going on there. But yeah, that's going to be about where the tightest rotation is right there at that notch, right about where the last point I got your beacon. Anyway, this is the water vapor mode from the satellite, and like I've told you in the past, that brown or goldish brown color, that's your dry air feeding in, which is coming into eastern New Mexico. Well, this blue down here that's coming off the Atlantic Ocean, and let me zoom out a little bit, and then zoom back in.
As long as we ain't getting a little.
This is your jet stream. So you can see how these winds are coming from the southeast and the jet streams coming from the southwest. So there's definitely shear. Those wind bars are surface winds, the jet streams upper level. So you've got rotation with height. So the shear is there.
We can see, I mean, moderate
And that's the
rotation.
reason
It's not
why these
anything
storms
real
are
special
all
right
firing up in this area right there.
there at TVS 6.
The DBZ on this one,
You mean right
as
on
of
top
right
of us?
now, I'm showing 64
Literally,
DBZ
I mean, right on
moving
top of
east
us.
northeast at 14 knots with a base of 4,800 feet. Although on his stream that base is a lot lower than that, so that's an older report. Hail's
Okay,
1
we're gonna
inch
be
70,
making a right
50
turn back and
severe.
getting out from underneath this thing.
Well, appreciate it, Jersey.
Yikes.
I just got home. Is it good?
Oh my God, yeah.
He wants to know it's right winder.
Dan and Titus from Night Watch are on it. In the house.
Defrost
Are they going to
is
repeat
on.
it like they do Live PD?
Copy. Defrost is in action.
Oh no, that's
That I don't know. I would imagine probably so.
yeah. I'm busy with Philip, and I forgot to hit the record button on it. I hope they redo it. So
Get out of
I'm going to
this
go ahead and
rain.
turn this channel off. Y'all have fun.
We are in it, man. In the hook. Take this back
Yeah.
far east.
Anyway, no, don't worry about asking questions. I mean, that's the reason why I do this behind the scenes, and I try to teach people. When was March so calm? Big D over on my YouTube. But I love when people ask questions. I like that a lot. So I can kind of share what I know. Now I don't know everything. I'm not a forecaster. I guess you can say I'm an armchair forecaster. I'm not a meteorologist. I would get paid a whole lot more money if I was sitting in the studio being a meteorologist. But
Man, alive, dude. CG lightning's picking up.
But I mean, that's the whole reason why I do this behind the scenes is try to teach what I know so everybody can learn more. And if you learn more, you can be safer. So ask all the questions you want. Why was March so calm? Actually, March was not calm.
Northeasterly.
When it comes to tornadoes, we are way above average for the year, which started 1st of January. So we're way above average on tornadoes. It's just that most of the storms has been down in what's called Dixie Alley, which is the states along the Gulf Coast, and
Back to the south.
and that's normal for the wintertime here in the states. That's where most of the tornadoes are. I mean, my last good tornado chase, or second to last good tornado chase, was 2015 down in Mississippi, and that was the 3rd of January.
Road may flood.
And last year was pretty calm. We were way below average for tornadoes last year, and that's just a cycle that happens. So a lot of people tried to say it was global warming caused it.
Tone the wipers down a smidge. As I say
Yeah,
that,
it just
turn into
disappeared on mine,
turtle-sized
but
raindrops.
I don't know. I really think with the rotation I'm seeing in it, and I'm still seeing 1 inch hail, even though it's only 80 possibility with 60 severe. But the way this thing's hooking around and it's still got rotation in it, I got the feeling the reason why that dropped it's changing into Lubbock's WFO area. So I got the feeling with that hail marker on it, it's going to go severe warned again.
Huh? Yeah, it is.
Okay, if you want, all of our chasers stream over on Twitch. So, Wedge, if you look here in the upper left-hand corner, that's his handle on Twitch, Okie Meso 2017. Yeah, all of our chasers are streaming on Twitch, which I'm streaming on Twitch. Twitch is actually my preferred way to stream this past year. But for you guys on YouTube, I decided to do both tonight.
With the rotation, I'm seeing it, and I'm still seeing 1-inch hail, even though it's only 80 possibility, 60 severe. But the way this thing's hooking around and it's still got rotation in it.
Yeah, well, 2011 was the biggest outbreak on record. I can't remember exactly. It seems like it was 269 tornadoes in one day. So 2011 was a record, and it was way above average that year. That was one of them really strong years.
This is 137, so just go straight across.
The previous time there was, a whole bunch of tornadoes like that in one day would have been back in the 70s, the big outbreak that Xenia, Ohio got hit in that. In other states, I believe in 2011 there was like 15 states affected. But there's been a lot of strong tornadoes since 2011. I mean, Nathan chased that one down there east of Dallas. I believe that was 2014 or 15, something like that. Oh, thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. Let's get back to the radar here. It's getting really dark on his stream, so it's going to be really hard to see. And I'm not showing a whole lot of lightning on this. There's a lightning marker there. The actual size of the hail core has dropped down. I got a lightning up here. Hail's only showing 1 inch, 80% possibility with 60% severe. So this thing's kind of dying, but still showing rotation in it.
I've seen that one coming.
And the area of rotation that I'm really keeping an eye on is where that bright green and red come together. Yeah, 65 was a big one. But in the 70s, when the Xenia tornado, that was a big F5 at the time. That was before they come out with the enhanced Fujita scale.
All right. It still has a hook on it. I mean, it's not as pronounced as it was.
And there was another pretty decent tornado outbreak in 2004 as well. Matter of fact, I was involved with an EF4 up in northwest Ohio in Van Wert on that day. I'm going to switch back over to stream, and I got to step away from the microphone. Yeah, 1974. Yeah, that's when. Oh, you lived in Northwest Ohio, really? Whereabouts in Northwest Ohio?
Yeah. It had either do one thing, swallow those up, or it'll kill it. All right, there's a road that we need to go. Turn left.
Oh, up in Toledo? I lived about 50 miles south of Toledo in a town called Paulding, Ohio, almost half of my life. 20-some years, I lived in Paulding, Ohio, which is north of Van Wert on 127.
Gotcha. All right.
And the next county up to the northeast would have been Defiance County in Defiance, Ohio.
Great navigating skills, sir.
Yeah, that's where I lived up until 2015. I was born down here east of Cincinnati, and up until my teenage years, that's where I lived, and then moved around a lot. And then when I got married, I ended up moving up to Paulding, Ohio.
Yeah.
And lived there till 2015 and moved to Illinois for a year and a half. That was a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, hey, thanks, Michelle. Over on my Twitch, she put up a link for multi Twitch where you can watch several of us chasers, Bill Kranksky, Pat Sullivan, Philip McGee, and me with using multi Twitch. So anyway, I got to step away from the microphone here for about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Enjoy the lightning show on Philip's stream. Stay tuned. Don't leave.
I don't know, but do you want to take it? It is, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, wait and see what we get into up here because battling the rain right now is not a good thing. Not really. Oh man, chug holes. Oh, oh. Yeah. Base is still holding together.
Yeah, it keeps trying. It keeps trying, but then it right now it does have a pretty decent tight rotation in it. Um, from where I've got
How's
your
it
beacon at
going,
now,
everybody?
it's down to your southwest, and it does have an inflow notch on it.
Well, she's starting to firm up a little bit better. Look at that. So is the rain.
Hey everybody, I am back.
It is starting to get a bowl in the middle.
Welcome to everybody on my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel. I'm live streaming on both.
Recycle?
I got some diehard people over on YouTube that
Where's our turn at? Right here?
I just can't seem to get to switch over on my Twitch.
Look at that.
To tell you the truth, I really like the chat better over on Twitch,
You can.
and I have better luck streaming on Twitch.
Yeah. Camera might be able to pick up something a little bit better too. There should be a road right
So
here.
let's come back to my main,
Okay.
if it'll let me.
What we'll do is maybe face back left for just a second.
I did a lot of moving around over the last few days when I could feel better,
Wow,
and
man. Somebody clip that lightning
rearranged
bolt.
some cabling and stuff. It took me a while tonight to get everything fired up.
Let's flip right around over here on this. Ain't nobody coming right.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
For those of you watching my YouTube, let me put some text up here for you. Show you where my Twitch stream is. I didn't get a chance to
But if you look
set
directly
that
in the
new
center of
graphic
it,
up. Hang on a
there
sec.
is a more of a bowl feature in there. Yeah, exactly. You see it? I don't know. Why does this thing keep switching over to? Well, no,
Ah, forgot my one graphic. But
wow,
maybe I
man.
can change the color of this and
Wasn't there a stop
make it
sign
look
there?
better. There you
Yeah.
go.
And he just blew right through it.
That is the web link to my Twitch.
Well, right next to us. Is it? Okay, maybe so.
For those of you that are on YouTube,
All
you
right.
want to watch me on Twitch and join the chat there.
Let's get out of
Be
the
sure
rain.
that you hit the follow button if you do go over to my Twitch.
All right.
Yeah, actually, I have a harder time, Ken, streaming to YouTube sometimes than what I do Twitch. I got a new follow on Twitch. Gasme, thanks for joining my Twitch channel. How did I get hooked up with Stormview Live? Actually, several years ago, I was actually helping Dave Pugh out of Atlanta, Georgia area, actually north of Atlanta. And then I got hooked up with Kip Metcalf, which is over here by Columbus, Ohio, and JJ Knight, which is down close to Little Rock. And we all kind of hung out together, and I run radar for him. And then Nathan Moore.
Coming off the back of this thing, Barry.
It keeps trying. I got a TVS 7 on it now, and it's starting. The rotation on it's starting to tighten up on the latest scan.
Well, me and Sean, you can't see it on the camera, but if you look visually,
Man, look at the hood
at
coming in
lower
on this thing
base
on the
that
backside now,
storm,
dude.
you can see a bowl feature in the center of it. So,
Weird thing about it is,
I mean, I
though,
wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't produce
kind of facing backwards.
maybe a small tornado. Now that latest scan, that looks like garbage.
Yeah, I just got a new scan on Analyst, and that rotation just flat disappeared. But Nathan Moore, he used to be
What's
with
your
Naswin,
opinion on that?
and Gary Neese and
book coming
Paul
off the
Goddard
back
and a
of
few
this
others.
thing,
And Nathan Moore got a hold of me. He created Stormview Live and asked me if I'd like to come over and help him with the Zello channels because I was a moderator and admin on
me
Dave
and
Pugh's
Sean,
channel.
you can't see it on the camera.
And
but if you look
so I said,
visually,
sure, you know.
at the lower base on that
And
storm, you can see a bowl feature in the center of it.
so I
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
came
if
over and started helping with their Zello channels and helping them get it set up and stuff. And
Now that latest scan,
next thing I know, they needed radar help, and so I started helping with radar. And Dave Pugh kind of quit chasing, so I pretty much stuck with Stormview Live. But that's the little story behind me and Stormview Live. And let's go back to radar here. This thing's starting to look like garbage.
Should be coming out of the rain here before too long.
Even though it's got a TVS 7 on it. Yeah, Philip, this thing can't make up its mind what it wants to do.
What's our
It
next big
seems like
thing coming
the
up?
more it moves northeast, the worse it's starting to get.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay,
Wanna
Becky,
think about
thanks.
some Fuel.
I'm sure
Wanna think about some
I'll
fuel
be
later
done
on.
by 1 in the morning.
We're getting close.
It's training off of those little pockets of felicity that were in place.
No, but I mean, you gotta consider we drove what another
We're going to give it a little bit. We're trying
almost
to get
2
out of the rain
hours
right now so that we can look
to the
back and
south.
see it better without,
Huh?
having to run the wipers or whatever.
Way way past Post.
Well, you go try to get up there by
I mean, like
O'Donnell.
east of Post. Yeah, east of Post.
You're welcome.
We had an hour to get to Post.
Right now, the inflow
Yeah.
hasn't slacked off any. As a matter of fact, it's gotten quite a bit stronger.
Make up its mind what it wants to do. It seems like the
It's still got rotation in it, and it's kind of strong, but it's not tight. It's really broad rotation, and it seems to be more
Well,
northbound winds than it
Again, I
is
think
southbound.
it's training off of those little pockets of helicity that were in place that HRRR was putting out of there. So, you know,
Trying to go outflow as well.
we're going to give it a little bit. We're trying to get out of the rain right now so that we can look back and see it.
Yeah, I'm really
better
not
without,
seeing outflow,
you know, having to run the wipers or whatever.
but I am seeing stronger winds on the east side of it than I am the western side of it. But I mean, it's still got rotation there in one area.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of
And I'll
strong, but
tell you
it's just
this,
not real tight
Right
couplets
now,
on
the
it yet.
inflow hasn't slacked
like it
off
was
any.
earlier.
As a matter of fact, it's gotten pretty much quite a bit stronger.
Hey, thanks for the bits.
Blah, 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 blah.
still got rotation in it.
Copy that.
And it's kind of strong, but it's not tight. It's really broad rotation, and it seems to be more northbound winds than it is southbound.
Every little bit of type of donation you can do.
Well, and we made
really
made comment
helps.
a while ago about maybe it trying to go outflow as well. So we'll see
I'm
what
actually
happens.
disabled, and so I'm on a very tight budget for doing what I do. And so all donations are appreciated.
I mean, it's still got rotation there in one area. It's kind of strong, but it's just not real tight couplets on it yet, like it was earlier.
I've started
Copy
once
that.
to create a graphic to put at the top of the screen to kind of show you
our
what my
main
monthly
highway
cost is. It's really kind of outrageous with the software and the internet cost and the and then the hardware upkeep, which so far hasn't been too
Right.
bad.
Yeah, O'Donnell.
Hey,
isn't that
thanks.
far up there, is it?
Thanks for coming over from YouTube. I appreciate it. Last year, actually, at one point, I stopped streaming on YouTube because I really didn't have a whole lot of followers there, and a lot of them that came over here. And I can't use Streamlabs Magic. My video capture card does not work with Streamlabs OBS or regular OBS. It doesn't support the Hauppauge PVR 60. And until they fix that, I'm going to stay with XSplit. And really, there's a lot of things I can do with XSplit you can't do with OBS that I've been finding out about. But I thought about putting a graphic at the top of the screen that to show you what kind of monthly cost I got. But
Well, alrighty.
let me redo that PayPal graphic that it pops up on the screen. I got a link to that little
Things
video.
getting some feet underneath it now. We're having a hard time staying out in front of the rain.
There it is. For anybody that would like to donate using PayPal, there's my link for PayPal.me. You don't have to have a PayPal account. All you need is a debit card or a credit card. If you feel so inclined and would like to donate that way, that's another way you can donate to me.
Returning.
PayPal.me/DGrayWX. And again, all donations are appreciated. The only reason why I'm able to stream tonight was because some donations here over the last couple of weeks.
It's 10 o'clock p.m.
I got about
The time
50% of my
is
software
10 o'clock p.m.
cost taken care of.
Nothing back to the southwest that you can really even see now.
I've actually got some new
It's all
hardware
raining.
costs. My external 7-port hub, I ended up fixing myself. I thought I was going to have to spend another $100 and get another one, but thanks to some good old CRC electronic cleaner,
Yeah,
um,
that's a great idea.
uh,
Yeah.
I cleaned out the ports and got it working again. PayPal account, that's what I just showed on
And
the
a Dr.
screen.
Pepper?
PayPal.me
Oh, okay.
/ bgraydwx.
There you go.
And there I popped it on the screen again. Let's try that again.
Well, that was
And
interesting.
I'll pause it. I got a link to that little video clip that pops that graphic out there. It doesn't stay up there long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, right towards sunset. Yeah, exactly. No. No.
Yeah, I tried over on YouTube Magic. I tried using
says, "Hey,
Streamlabs
Philip and
OBS, and well, I started out with regular OBS, and then Nathan Moore, our boss man for Stormview Live, told me to try the Streamlabs, but it does not support our capture card. There's one of our chasers that's got our capture card, and it's a great capture card. It doesn't run hot. It doesn't need an external power unit. It actually powered off the USB 3.0.
That's it.
And I've had mine for a couple years now and not had a problem with it. But Streamlabs or regular OBS, neither one, thanks Terry,
Well, there's a gas station over here,
does
so
not
that's the
support
last-
it. Why, I
that's
don't
the last
know.
hoopla before Taihoka. Yeah, I probably need to think about a little bit.
I even
of purpose.
contacted them about it, and
I ain't had no.
they didn't have any plans on supporting it.
Hot dogs and tornadoes. Yeah. It'll be a gassy ride home if you eat.
It's got weak rotation, but it looks like it's trying to get another
Yeah,
inflow
exactly.
notch on it, Philip.
Pretty funny. It's clever storm chasers. All right. This is your tank, isn't it? Alrighty. Sean it.
I'm looking at
Tomato Man Ramsey.
looks like that it's trying to bow out.
Yeah, it's kind of got that look, but I like that little
Oh,
notch
you know,
there on the
every
eastern
time that
side
me and
of
Sean
it.
get
I'm
in
kind
the
of keeping an
truck,
eye
it's
on it,
interesting.
but the rotation that's really weak. But yeah, when you look at velocities, it does look like it's trying to bow. There, I just got a new scan. Yep, definitely trying to bow out.
Got that backward C shape to it.
Still got that notch there on the east side, but the core itself ain't wrapping around.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that they had even mentioned, that there'd be both segments, so keep an eye on it here real fast. I think
Yeah, I'm looking at radar scope, and it looks like that it's trying to bow out.
look at it from that standpoint and see what's going on.
All right, I just got a hail update. 1 1/4, 90 possibility with a 70 severe. So it's not totally done yet, but I don't think as far as super cellular, it sure
Got
don't
that
look like it.
backward C shape to it.
Right, well, and it did gobble up those couple little storms right there in the front, so I don't know, we'll have to see what it does if it goes back, and tries to reshape itself.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that they had even mentioned, that there would be both segments. So
But I'll get back with you
we'll
here
keep
in
an
just a
eye on
minute.
it
We're
here
gonna
real
run
fast.
inside
I
real
think we're
fast.
going to run inside and maybe grab us a little bit of.
All righty, yeah, go ahead and take a
Refuel
pause for the cause,
ourselves
and
with as well.
I'll keep an eye
Gas.
on her.
Look at it from that standpoint and see.
And as you can see here on the radar screen, it looks like she's trying to bow out. I mean,
It's not totally done yet.
it's still got this inflow notch
As far as supersonic,
right there.
sure don't look like
But if you look at the
Right.
core,
Well, and it did
the
gobble
core
up
is
those
starting to
couple
do
little
more of
storms
this.
right there in the front. So I don't know.
So
We'll
she's
have
starting to bow
to
out
see,
there on the southern
what
end.
It does if it goes
What
back,
we'd rather see
to reshape
is
itself.
start to see this
I mean,
core
we're obviously here, so
wrap around like that where that notch
But
is.
I'll get back with you.
That's
in
what
just
we
a minute.
really
I'll
want
run
to see.
inside real fast. I'll let you run in first, and then yeah.
ready. Go ahead, take a pause for the cause, and
But it's not doing it. So I just about think this storm is dead.
Nah, I'm gonna leave it running.
A lot of stronger storms are more up here
Yeah, we're just gonna grab something real fast, so it ain't gonna be all that long. Get a
further
couple
up
of
to the
fresh
north
drinks,
and northeast.
something to munch on.
So Philip's not going to be able to get to those. We'll still keep an eye on this one, but it hasn't even been severe warned in quite some time. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and drop the stream. I want to thank everybody on YouTube and my Twitch for joining me. And if this thing happens to get stronger and produce, and Philip's still chasing it, let me switch over to my main here. Then I'll bring my stream back up. But for now, I think we're going to take a pause for the cause and see what happens. If I don't get back on tonight,
Radar scope, boy, that don't look good at all.
no, I was just illustrating to my viewers how that core is starting to get that backward C shape. Even though it's got that notch there, it's the core's not wrapping around. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining me. If I don't catch you later tonight, if this thing happens to strengthen, I'll bring my stream back up. If not, I'll try to stream tomorrow. I'm not sure just yet if we'll have any chasers out tomorrow. It's actually going to be in more central Texas. We might have one, but I'll try to stream anyway. So thanks for joining me, YouTube, Twitch. Thanks for the donations. Appreciate it very much. And until then, we'll catch you on the next chase.